worked. I'm back. I'm shaking. I am sorry for the delay. I had some tech stuff I had to deal with. Oh gosh, what do I do now? What do I do now? Am I live? This says I'm live. Am I live though? It says I'm live. Okay, now I think I do something where I... Am I live though? Oh, I have to mute. It says I'm live. Okay, now I think I do something... Phew! Okay. You guys, it's been so long. I've been trying to get my desk set up for the past hour. I'm like, what is this? What is all this stuff I have to do? Okay, let me, wait, I have to edit some things before we get going. How do I get there? Edit, right? I'm in edit. Thank you for your patience. It's Mercury retrograde, it's Venus retrograde, and I'm here. Come back. Okay, is there anything else I got to put in here? What else? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Save. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Now what? Okay. Ooh, I gotta plug this in. On, done, save. I think that's good. I think you guys, I'm so nervous. I'm shaking. Okay, where am I again? Help. Okay. 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 Oh my gosh. Am I here? There we are. Okay. That is set up there. Oh my gosh. So many buttons to click. This is crazy. Is that still muted? Mute. 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 Got it. Oh boy, that was very stressful. Let me shut this. Let me get this over here plugged in. I have to move this because I spilled a big glass of water right before. Oh my gosh, where is this? Okay, for those of you that are new, yes, I'm a big hot mess. Please forgive me. Dealing with Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, and I have a head injury. So I'm like, have to relearn, not relearn, but establishing habits and patterns takes so much work. And I am so rusty, and please stay plugged in. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me get a drink of water. Here's my coaster. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So much stuff is happening. So much stuff is happening, you guys. So much stuff is happening, and we're totally going to win. How are you? Let me look at this fancy chat. And do we have moderators? Does anybody want to be a moderator? I don't even know if I can make you a moderator, but let's see all you. So let me see. Hi, Amy and Wendy and Jules, Sandra, Jay, Willie, Beth, Snowwolf, T-Barb. Oh my gosh. T-Barb, my favorite Scorpio. Connie Paisley. Mel, you thought I was doing this tomorrow. I'm sorry. I'm doing it today. Carla. Michelle, where have I been? Oh boy, do I have a story for you. Gretch, Sequoia, Dot. I'm so glad to be back. Sandra, Electra, Sophie, I have missed you guys so much. It has just been insane. Hi, Dr. Nancy. Virginia, Electra. I love you guys. Okay, so, oh my gosh. So, it's been about 6.5 months. Last February, you know what, last winter, I could sense that I was going to have to take a leave of absence because so many things were happening. A lot of you guys know I'm a Scorpio, and last February, it was like all the transits opened up, all these eclipses that have like been trapped in my chart. Imagine making new moon wishes for 12 to 18 years that have been trapped because I have all these interceptions in my chart. And then all of a sudden, here comes February 2023 and unlocks all of it at once. I have been on this insane pace that really started in February. I thought it was just because my daughter's a senior. You have all that senior stuff going on. Holy cow. I mean, it is like something every single week coming up. Then she was having some health things going on. She's okay. They're still kind of going on. But then still not finished with the college search. I think at one time in March, we had been to 7 states within 10 days, looking at schools and going on vacation. And then, you finally have graduation, and then, oh my gosh, there's a big graduation party. And then, oh my gosh, we have family coming in from Maui, and, we got to finish up all those projects. And we just really pounded everything in high gear, and then we had to get ready for school. I've officially been an empty nester for about a week or so. It's been actually very nice. I can't believe every time I walk into the kitchen, it's still clean. I can so get used to this. I was really worried about being an empty nester and being sad. So I pre-paved this for a long time, and I think I cried all my tears ahead of time because, my daughter going off to school brought up, of course, everything, all my mothering issues, and then my mom passed away when I was 27. So it's been a heavy, fast-paced 6 months, and I just had to totally get centered and grounded, especially with all these insane transits, and just be really focused and present and grounded, because everything else going on that I tune into regularly with the lunations, with our leaders, with the bad guys, the good guys, it was like everything got thrown into a blender at once, and my brain felt so crazy sideways that I just had to tune it out. Okay, and now, okay. The cat is in here. She never wants to be around me, and now she's here. She probably wants to say hello to you guys as well. So basically, that's what's been going on. And now I'm an empty nester, and then my husband's had to go down for a week and a half for work until the project is done. So I just really feel like I have been kind of decompressing all this time. Like, I actually feel like I kind of gave birth in a certain way, if that makes sense. So how are you guys doing? How are you guys? Oh wait, I am where are you? I know. Hi, Lily Coy. Okay, hi. I'm sorry, but I think I'm gonna have to shut the door, Lily Coy. Go. You know what? I have to feed her. Just 1 second. Here you go, Lily Coy. Now I'm shutting my door. Now I'm shutting my door. Okay, oh, and then, like I promised, all the pets got fixed this summer. Oh gosh, we had a lot of pet issues. And yes, and all in May and June, just all the pet chaos I could have going on, like that was crazy too. So anyway, let me see. Aloha, Lisa. Hi, you guys. Okay. Dr. Nancy. Hi there. Yes, I missed you guys. Yes, a clean kitchen is the best. Yes, please hit the like button. I know. How could it be that long? Connie B, I just thought it was going to be, couple months. Let's just get through graduation. Then it's like, oh my gosh, we have so much stuff. Like, that was just the halfway point. And then, like, you have to deal with the party and all the stuff that goes along with it. Just crazy. And my hands did not want to read tarot cards at all. Look, so this is what my hands did. Has made some pretty, I made all these bracelets. Didn't even want to touch the tarot cards because it was just so crazy. I have kept up with all the lunations. You guys, I have so much good news. I love it. I have kept up with all of the lunations. And wow. And the thing that finally happened, which just has had me crazy happy, was the moment that mugshot was released and Spirit said, look at the transits. And I saw the transits and she was like, we have come full circle. We have completed this. We're safe. It's done. I know I keep telling you guys everything is done. And like since last summer with Merrick Garland, I had felt like he was done. Totally, completely done, except, Judge Loose Cannon threw everybody for a loop, last, was it November or whenever it was when she, with the classified documents and special master, whatever. He's been done for a long, long time. And there are often periods where I will see special counsel Jack Smith where he goes in spurts. There's a lot of time where he's waiting on something to integrate something, but they have had this plan that they have masterfully, meticulously played every card. And I know it's taken a really long time, but they don't move until everything is complete, and we don't find out about the DOJ press releases until something is complete. And I am telling you, this GOP, they think it's about documents. They think it's about J6 and that whole mess of trying to overthrow the government. That, to me, is kind of, yes, it has to be addressed, but it's kind of a sideshow that engulfs all of them to get their play-by-play going. But when you pan out, they cannot see the bigger thing that is happening. And I swear to you, this is going back to the 2016 election. It is going back to when Wagner was founded in 2014, when Miss Universe happened in Moscow in 2003, okay? On the Trumpy end, okay? So this is really big. It's really amazing. And this is the great story I want to share with you, because there has been like a very consistent, energetic thread, if you will, a tone that's been set since 2008 and into Pluto, into Aquarius this year. It is all this activity with Pluto, and it is all the founding of the United States and where some very sensitive points are in her chart. And there's only about 2 I think I'm going to talk about. But this is the thing that we are all dealing with day in, day out. When we think of Pluto, we think that represents the fight of good versus evil. Are we in good versus evil? Yes. The highest highs are lowest lows. Pluto also represents the power of a few. Consolidated power. Hello, plutocrats. Okay? The rest of this year into January, the GOP and Donald, all of them, they're going to keep us kind of scared and on our toes. And that's only because Pluto retrograded back to Capricorn for some unfinished business. And they're like, oh, we recognize this energy where we try to take over the world. But that comes to the end in January. And then it's like, zip, they're done. I mean, everything is so zipped up. It's just crazy insane. Does that make sense? Woo, woo. Yes, I'm back. Hi, Just Joy. Just asked about me. Sandy. Okay, how are we going? Gloria, I've missed you too. Yes, the queen is back. Yes, Janine, it's been rough on all. Yes. Oh, your Aquarius husband is Leo. Yeah, and this new moon Leo we had was really so very difficult. It was at the Lion's Gate. But the sun, and here we go, we'll just hop in right then. The sun, the center of our universe, the thing that gives us warmth and life, was conjunct Dark Moon Lilith. Dark Moon Lilith, oh my gosh, you guys, she is as important. I mean, this is like a collective transit. She just, with Pluto, it's like the activity that Pluto does really activates where you fall in relation to Dark Moon Lilith in transit, or Dark Moon Lilith and your nation's natal chart, okay? This is really, really, really important. So, what is Dark Moon Lilith? Dark Moon, okay. Dark Moon Lilith is a mathematical point, okay? When we have the moon and we say she's apogee or perigee, I think apogee is when she's farthest from the sun, perigee is when she's, see, look at, I can't even remember. Which one is which? Apogee. Apogee is, yes, apogee. She is, so if this is Earth and the moon, you know, goes around the Earth, every month we have a point where the moon is closest to the sun. Hello, this is why we're having 4 consecutive super moons, meaning the full moon is its closest to Earth. We're having 4 consecutive super moons this summer. You know, we're having 2 blue moons this month, meaning we have 2 full moons this August. I think we have 1 more super moon. And then the next one is a lunar eclipse. What these super moons are doing, if the moon is closer to the Earth and it illuminates things, it's kind of saying, I am exposing everything and I'm bearing down on everyone very closely, and I am looking at the details, and we're all squished under this kind of this pressure, this closeness, where everything just opens up, okay? When the moon is apogee, farthest away, the moon looks small. Her focus on the Earth is a little bit narrower, okay? So Dark Moon Lilith then is when she's apogee, farthest from the Earth. Now, why does a moon go closer to the Earth and farther away? It's because, okay, you ready for some mind-blowing stuff? I'm just reminding you of how, you know, our cosmos works. Our sun, our moon goes around the Earth, that goes around the sun. Our sun is going around the galactic center of our universe, and it takes our sun 250 million years to get around, okay? About. This is not to scale. Okay, so our solar system then is moving, what is it? We'll just say about 240,000 miles per hour in real time. I think that's what it is. It's a big number. It's really fast. So our sun is moving around this path, around the galactic center. Pay attention. This is so important to even the release of Donald's mugshot, okay? I hope I don't buffer. Pay attention to this. In the United States, this is 23 degrees Sagittarius. What is the galactic center of the universe? That is the center of the Milky Way. All ancient cultures recognize it. They recognize it as the center, the place that gave birth to the sun, gave the sun's birthplace, this massive black hole. That's the sun's birthplace, okay? So the sun is drawn to it, and it goes around its home 250 million years is its orbit, okay? So as everything is moving, it pulls the Earth along and all the planets. So as things get pulled around, like Earth is getting pulled around, now you have the moon that's going around the Earth. It's like the tilt-a-whirl ride. You know, you come in close, like that ride that spins as you get in close to the center, and then you whip out, and then you come in, and then you whip out, and then you come in. That's analogous to the perigee, apogee motion of the moon around the Earth. When the moon is close to the Earth, it's like it's coming in. The moon moves really quickly. And then as she goes away, because the Earth is still slingshotting this way around the sun, it's like, whoop, I got to catch up with the Earth. Okay? So that's why these points are so important. You got it? Does that make sense? Oh my goodness, thank you. Thank you so much, JK. Thumbs up, please. I've missed you too, Pamela. I've missed so many of you guys. Yes. Todd Douglas, thanks for answering my recent query as to whether I was dead. I'm not dead. I am a witch, though, but I'm not dead. Okay. Hi, Shivani. Oh, thank you, Pamela. I know, you guys, it's been crazy. If you go back to the beginning, it just explains everything that I was up to. I did not expect it to take this long, but I could barely function in my own life the way everything was moving around. So here we go. Perigee, apogee, dark moon Lilith. So the dark moon Lilith is associated with apogee. This is very, very, very important because I'm telling you, it goes straight to the heart of our nation and everything that's happening in Atlanta, okay? So dark moon Lilith, this is like I said, like how the moon has swung way out from the Earth and has to come back home. The moon represents the feminine. It represents the mother-child relationship. It's how you're protected. It's how you're nurtured. It's how you're kept secure. So if the moon is getting too far away from home base and you're kind of hanging on because the momentum's going, and it's like you can't really reach home, you are left out there in isolation in this territory out in the universe that we don't usually explore. And you are really exposed to the elements or whatever might come, like monsters and people who want to hurt you. Dark moon Lilith has to do with the abandonment and the pain of the feminine. The masculine has those feminine experiences as well. Feminine things, relationships with the mother. But when you are left out here vulnerable, far away from home, it takes a really long time to get back home and feel safe again. So this is that deepest, darkest pain, okay? It is kind of do or die where you really have to fend for yourself, and it is just kind of like moment by moment, just hanging on a thread, okay? So dark moon Lilith, at our new moon in Leo, the sun was conjunct dark moon Lilith, the pain. And we certainly felt that pain with the wildfires in Lahaina, Maui. That's a whole nother story. That banyan tree still stands because she has Mars in Scorpio in her chart when she was planted. Those roots are regenerating. She's going to be okay, but I digress, okay? So, this has to come back to Pluto. Where are my things? Got it? Oh, thank you so much. Hi, Rick. Hi, Mary, thank you. Okay. Yes, the banyan is recovering. So, we have this was our last new moon Leo, and that was at 23 degrees Leo. Okay. Now, let's get back. We're going to talk about Pluto. I talked a little bit about how Pluto is the fight for good and evil. Those that have the power, just a few have that power, okay? We have to go way, way back because this is going to make sense to you guys, okay? I'm going to tell you something that is going to really put everything in perspective for you about what happened starting 2008, the rise of Don Julio, and the fall of Don Julio, okay? Related to our U.S. chart and the pain. Our U.S. chart, the Galactic Center, and the pain, okay? This is where we're going to go. I know it's really big, but this is the huge concept. And when you get this, you're going to realize how very okay and how very well we are and how it's just going to keep getting better and better and better. I know these guys are scaring you to death, but they have nothing left. There is nothing for them to grasp upon, okay? So, Pluto, we're going to go back to 2008. Like, this blew my mind. This is one of the things I discovered early on. I was, like, when I was on my leave, and I'm like, this took a while to really, really sink in for me, okay? So, Pluto went into Capricorn around 2008. 2008, we elect President Obama, okay? And then the Tea Party comes, pissed off AF, okay? But on this day, this moment, when Pluto went into Capricorn in 2008, get this, the moon was 19 Virgo. That equals USA dark moon Lilith, okay? In the USA chart, the pain, what does dark moon Lilith represent? Slavery, okay? It's always represented people of color, those who are left out, those who are scorned, those who have nothing, those who can barely have shelter, those who don't have a voice. This is in Virgo, in our 9th house, related to laws, law enforcement, our faith. Think about extremists and what they are doing to those who are not white like them, which is represented by Neptune at 22 Virgo in the USA chart, okay? Do you see where I'm going here with this? I mean, look at the Tea Party, how divisive they were from the get-go. It was the plan. This was activated. Our deepest pain, our deepest wound. This was activated to divide and conquer and just take away rights. I mean, in all of the extremists and the Republican Party going farther and farther right until we have all these weirdos and Don Julio in office. What else did I want to say about this? 19 Virgo. I don't know. It just lost me, but you guys got it. Michael Grant, 2008 was a suckle year. Pluto hit your midheaven. Oh, and the Federalist Society. Thank you for, I'm sorry about that, Michael. Listen to this. Thank you for reminding me about the midheaven. When it has to do with the Civil War. I don't know if it was when they fired on Fort Sumter, or I think it was the start of the Civil War. If it wasn't the start of the Civil War, it was when the Confederacy met in Alabama to create themselves. The transits at the time, USA midheaven is 1 Libra, our scales of justice. The transit on that date, whether it was the start of the Civil War or the Confederate States got their beginning, transit dark moon Lilith was sitting right on top of the midheaven. And that is the pain that drove the Civil War. And even when we came out of Reconstruction, we had to have that 14th Amendment. We had to have the 13th Amendment. This is citizenship. And this abolished slavery, okay? But losers going to be losers. They hate this. They hate this. This has now resurfaced in spades, okay, from our Civil War. They want a Civil War. They're so driven by it. Why? Well, starting in 2008, Pluto into Capricorn, the moon was 19 degrees Virgo conjunct USA dark moon Lilith. It's been a freaking battle. It's been exhausting. Everybody is exhausted. And I don't know if you guys recall, in 2020, there were a bunch of eclipses that summer. That was the time of George Floyd was activating this 14th Amendment. I know I talked a lot about it that summer. I'm like, I can't figure out what's going on. I thought it was related to citizenship and people being able to, vote. No, it's part of that Article 3 with the KKK plan. I mean, the clause that we've had to use now in getting evidence. Okay, so that's a lot of information. Do you guys got this? Hi, Cynthia. Thank you. Connie, I remember that. Okay. So they are really banking on this dark moon Lilith. This is why this is so active all the time. And we're like, can you please get over this? They can't. They are drawn to this, okay? That's in the energetic makeup. Fun fact, this is really interesting. In 2008, when Pluto went into Capricorn, in my location, this was exactly conjunct the ascendant, my rising sign. And it is also my south node in my chart, in my 9th house, which is associated with, psychics. For me personally, we went through like 15 years of hell. Oh my gosh, we went through so many floods. I went through my snowmobiling accident. I had my kidney infection. I should not be alive 3 times over. We had the recession. We almost lost our business. We did lose our building, but we kept our home. It was like crawling through horror. During this time, there was one year when 15 people I knew died. Then my dad died, and I just couldn't. And then here comes Donald, and I'm like, please. So the thing that was giving me life, because your rising sign is kind of where you meet the world. For this transit, it was pain and abandonment and destruction and loss. I didn't think we were ever going to get out of this. In retrospect, I wish I had gone somewhere else during that transit, so I wouldn't have been there having this activate my every breathing moment. I mean, I was sick for a long time. But my south node allowed me to consolidate my skills and integrate my big thinking, psychic thinking, my Jupiterian self, and heal myself. And it's actually my snowmobiling accident in 2009 is when I found astrology, basically blew open my third eye, and I just can't tell time anymore. Linear time just doesn't make sense to me, okay? So all of us on some level since 2008 have been living with dark moon Lilith, the pain of one's abandonment, their identity as a citizen in our nation. I mean, that hurt. And you know what? The Tea Partiers, they were hurt and offended that they had a black president because of their racism. I mean, these two things. 22 degrees Virgo is where USA Neptune is. White supremacy. The thing is, it's like these two are conjunct, But as these signs come over the horizon, it's like, hello, people of color, the pain is 19 degrees. There you are. And then here comes Neptune right behind it. It's just like having this perpetual ghost behind them, behind their back, manipulating crap, sabotaging you. That is just really how I feel these planets play out, okay? So this Pluto transit in Capricorn has affected all of us. This has been alive in our politics. Pluto, one of Scorpio's rulers. Scorpio rules over politics. It rules over espionage. It rules over debts, other people's money, death, life, the plutocrats, the power of a few. That's what started getting paved forward, and we just wouldn't be able to get out of it until USA Pluto return and Pluto going into Aquarius. Does that make sense? These are big concepts. How are you guys doing? Oh, thank you so much. Yes, Dr. Answer, everyone has been traumatized. Oh, the healing has been good for you. Yes, Julia, the big change of energy started 2008. Yes, the PTSD is real. It is absolutely real. And we all lived it. Relief is on its way, okay? I know things are scary right now, but that's just like I said, Pluto went back into Capricorn and all these yahoos are like, woo, Dark Moon Lilith time. But the playbook isn't exactly working. How much of a turd is Ronald? Oh my gosh. The playbook doesn't work. He thought it was supposed to work. He's also having Saturn, he's having a really bad Saturn transit in Pisces, but they're all flopping, okay? This is the part of the reason why. Okay. Yes, Carnegie, the last 15 years have been a thing. Okay, so then we had this glimmer, this bright moment in March when Pluto went into Aquarius. I felt it, and immediately I love Pluto Aquarius. Like any hint of a headache, gone. Like I felt free. Aquarius is very active in my chart, and in that time, when Pluto went into Aquarius this past spring, I need another color. I think it was like in March. Oops. Pluto went into Aquarius. We had Saturn go into Pisces. This happened within days of one another. But hello, as soon as this happened, it was like indictments are us, charges are us. That's when everything just started flowing in. And I think that might have been like with the New York case. I mean, I have a big calendar planner where I write down current events to keep track of it all. And this tipped it all off. Plus our Pluto returns, hello, especially the July 11th birthday of the Pluto return. That's the one that's hammering Donald right now. I mean, that one is taking him down. That is the one he cannot get away from at all. But the playbook is especially dead. And they always hide their crimes and their grief and their laundering and their stealing in Pisces. And Saturn is there crystallizing things, crystallizing the fog to reveal what's going on. And we all see it, okay? T-Bart, I just recently been getting headaches. You know what? Me too. We've got Mercury retrograde. Mercury has been in Virgo with Mars. It just went into Libra today, thank goodness. But that Mercury-Mars combo, it's been hard on the head, and it's been opposite transit Neptune, okay? And it's been activating, oh my gosh, our Pluto return. I mean, there are just layers upon layers upon layers of stuff going on. But you know who's having the absolutely worst Mercury retrograde ever in the history of ever? Is Don Holio, because that it went Mercury retrograded at 21 Virgo in square to his sun and moon, which are at like 22 Gemini Sag. and it's just slow-mo. He always falls flat on his face with Mercury retrograde. So it has him in the crosshairs that much more. But the thing is, this 21 Virgo is activating USA Pluto return number 1, because this is where USA Neptune was. And at our USA Pluto return number 1 in February, was it 20th, 2022? That was exactly at 22 Pisces. I mean, which just took all the wind, all the power out of all the energy they've been putting in their Neptune white supremacy. It's like it got halved. It has to share now the platform. It can't dictate what's going on. And it doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't work anymore. Okay? Yep, they just won't give up. And they are not going to give up until they are forced to. Hi, Virgo. Yeah, Cynthia, Mercury's been crazy with electronics and contracts. But I thought, what perfect time for me to come back. It would be the only thing that I think I could talk about that would make sense. And collectively, we are revisiting things and we're like, oh yeah, that's right, that's right. So it helps really restructure things. We've got 5 planets retrograde right now, and that's also why Donald can't beat this crap back, because everything is just unraveling. Okay. So, this Pluto transit, why our pain has been activated for so very long. Okay? Now, oh gosh, are you ready to move on to the next big thought? Because I hope I can just like get through these things. I had a question. What the heck is going on with Atlanta? Why does it keep kicking Don Julio's arse? Why can't he like get a leg up on anything? Because it keeps working out for us. I mean, look at those handsome senators. I love them. Why is it that like Republicans even are like, no, he lost? You know, I think the governor had been subpoenaed. I mean, there is a clear-cut group there that is holding the wall that won't deviate, because I think their arse is in trouble. But you still have a Republican Party who's like, we're going to get rid of Fannie Willis. And they can't, okay? But I'm just the other night, I'm like, what the heck is going on in Atlanta? Cosmically, why can't they get over this? And this is the beauty. This is the beauty. You guys are going to love this, okay? The Battle of Atlanta. You know what? Atlanta was a key point of strategy during our Civil War. That's like, isn't that where like the master plan was like drawn up to finally win, Michael Grant? Mimi, where have I been? I was praying. Everything is good. Mimi, go back and listen to like the first 15, 20 minutes. I explain what happened. I needed a leave of absence. I'm sorry, just way longer than I expected. But this has been a crazy year. I've only had time to just keep up on the lunations, thank goodness, so that I can like share with you this big, big, awesome stuff. Okay? She looks like she spilled a salsa. Name derived from Atlantis. Thank you. You guys are so smart. Okay. Atlanta. So, my first question. What's going on in Atlanta? Okay. This was the third quarter moon. And this was August 8th. This was the Lion's Gate. This is ahead of the indictments, but we know it's coming, okay? And when I just saw this, I was like, I gotta look at their chart. But let's just look at this really quick. I need a highlighter. So, oh my gosh. What else am I looking at? We've got eclipse. Okay. Here we go. So just looking at this, I'm like, holy crap. This was the third quarter moon over Atlanta. What leaps out to me is the top of the chart, the highest point in the chart. What's in the skies over Atlanta with this third quarter moon in Leo? This new moon Leo this Leo lunation was incredibly important because even though Pluto's not in Aquarius, it's retrograded to Capricorn. That portal, so to speak, of Pluto and Aquarius is open, and this is the first opposition to that happening. The age of Aquarius, humanitarian efforts, equity, science, research, innovation. Okay, so I was expecting this new moon Leo, this Leo lunation, to be a total doozy, because not only that, but it is every single day the sun moves. It was like kicking off the eclipses from election day last year, from last May, for 2.5 years, clicking off. And on top of it, this is so bad for Donald, we had the nodes finally, thank God, moved into Aries Libra. So it moved these eclipses from hell to eclipses of let's get some shite done, okay? So because the nodes were in Scorpio Taurus, they done their work. Leo clicked everything off. The eclipses are now moving into Aries Libra. The north node is in Aries. New beginnings, new starts. We're going to pioneer new things. But being in Libra, holy cow, this is so bad for Donald. The south node is what we're releasing. We've climaxed here. We don't do business like this anymore. It just doesn't work anymore. So in Libra, for Don Julio, this south node is in his second house of income, his money. It has come. You notice how many bills he has to pay now? He used to be able to get away with not paying bills. He has to pay all his effing bills, you guys. That south node in Libra is causing him to release old patterns on how he justified using his income and his money. And he justified that based on his values. That has come to pass because now Aries for him in his chart is in the 8th house of death and taxes, other people's money. Hey, guess what happened at the end of last year? We got his freaking tax returns. Okay? And this is where we're going to be for 2.5 years. Donald's got to pay the bills, and we've got Venus retrograde. Venus just can't bring in the money like it was, where he can really enjoy it. Okay? This is really, really, really bad for him. Okay? But I digress. Finally, Connie, yep. So, yeah, that is just such a weird thing going on with Mar-a-Lago and Junior. But still, they're going to be screwed. That's going to become the property of the United States. Okay, so that's going on. But this third quarter Leo, oh my God, in Atlanta. What do we have at the top of the chart here? You guys, it's so bad. I think I have to grab cards. 1 degrees Taurus. Hello. Hello, 2020 has come back in the United States at 1 degrees Taurus on January 10th, 2020, which was 2 days after a lunar eclipse. We had the great Saturn-Pluto conjunction, the great reset, the thing that reset world power and governments. You notice how hard even China is struggling, and the same with the Russia and all those plutocrat-ass-crats. That was the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. Said, shift, we're not doing this like this anymore. In the United States, on the ascendant was Taurus, 1 degree. Ruled by Venus, that's money, values, assets. It's evidence in an indictment. So this is also sitting on top of the Republican Party's Pluto. Their Pluto, I think maybe it's 0 to 1 degrees Taurus. So this is why January 10th, 2020, I was like, they're done. The Republicans are going to self-destruct. They're done. They are no longer who they are because their midheaven 2 is, I think their Pluto is 0 degrees Taurus and their midheaven is 1 degrees Taurus, or vice versa, but it's very close. So how they've been able to get to the top, Taurus being a money sign, hoarding money, me, mine, none for you, that blew up. They can't do it anymore. They can't get to where they want in their chart because in the United States, we don't do that anymore, okay? So what happens here in Atlanta before all those indictments come? 1 degrees Taurus. It's like, ooh, things are coming home to roost for the Republican Party. Yeah. So that is what I need cards. Why am I getting cards? Where are my cards? Where's my bad cards? Okay. So this has been my little tray I've been carrying around, downstairs, upstairs. This was our quarter moon. This tells a story about that guy. That's another story. What am I doing here? Okay. 3rd quarter Leo moon in the skies, Atlanta. I want to see Saturn, Pluto, GOP, Saturn. I need to write this down. Saturn, Pluto, okay. Oh my God. Oh, okay. We got to do 2 things. Okay. I'm sorry. This is just, I'll figure it out. So, on the ascendant, we have 9 degrees Leo. Donald's Pluto is 10 degrees Leo. The rising sign of the GOP is 11 degrees Leo. So, man, they are caught up in some crap. So, I want to know, with this deck, look at how ratty these are. Ahead of these indictments, what does this mean? What was Saturn Pluto doing? The GOP. This is the indictments. And the end is going to cause what? On the ascendant here, what is giving life? What's giving life to Donald? It's giving life to the GOP. Whoa, they're like, get me out of here. End result. The Knight of Pentacles. I have some things. I have some back channels. I've got like 19 conspirators doing stuff with voting. The Knight of Swords. I have the intelligence, the information. I also have them with their plan to go out there and do what they tried to do. The Six of Cups. Now, the cups, what I've been learning, well, cups usually, they're for me, are Americans. But when you look at the tarot, as I've been looking at it more and more the past 6 months, Ace through 10, Ace 1, 2, 3, that's a conspiracy. Someone has an idea, they want to get it off the ground, 1, 2, 3. Their accomplices, this is the next level, 4, 5, 6, to get it to another level. Then you have 7, 8, 9. 9 would be like Donald. 7, 8 are like those people in the cabinet. You get to the 10, and that's finalizing the thing that maybe you as an asset is trying to get done for Russia. Okay? I am seeing this clear as day. The Ace 1, 2, 3 is getting started with like maybe an idea to overturn, you know, some election. 4, 5, 6, that's like your middlemen that are making it happen. Maybe they're consulting with Wagner. 7, 8, 9, those people get that done. 7, 8, 9, those are the inners to bring it to the 10. 9 being Don Julio, the cabinet. Does that make sense? That's how I'm really saying this. Hi, Cartomancy. So, I'm just looking at this chart. This third quarter moon ahead of the onslaught with these indictments. We have the Saturn-Pluto conjunction from 2020 says, the establishment, how it was always, how we used to do things, is we are taking this down. It's coming undone. It is imploding. It's almost like old news imploding. This is also Don Julio and Trump Oregon, all that. It's the structures that were undone. This is what's crowning Atlanta ahead of those indictments. Then we have the Republican Party, who has just gotten their arse whooped. They're on a road of self-destruction. The King of Wands, reversed. They're going to freaking turn on them. They don't have any leadership, okay? That's their leader. This is who they are. Undone. There's no leadership. None. They're toast. What do we have here? These are the indictments. Oh, the Five of Cups. You guys, okay, you know I have said this is like an international, transnational thing. If you have, like I was saying, the Ace 1, 2, 3, let's say the directive comes from abroad, like the Russia. Ace of Cups. I want a coup. Give me a coup. Give me your country. The Two of Cups. Okay, let's do it. 3 of Cups. Let me get some people to help conspire. The 4 of Cups. Here, let's do this. The 5 of Cups are the people on the ground. Think Wagner. Those Chinese police stations. People talking to, what is that lady's name? Shay Moss and her daughter. No, Shay Moss is the daughter. That lady associated with, what's his name? Oh my gosh, here goes my brain. Yi. That's like the 4 of Cups. Hey, go take care of this matter. The 5 of Cups are those people like getting a directive from somewhere else, coming over here at the behest of maybe another country to intimidate someone, wreck things, or maybe let's get some election voting machines and go through all that data, okay? These are the indictments. I'm telling you, when it comes out, there is such a transnational component to this, which is why it makes it a counter-espionage case. I know people are so upset that this is taking so long to get done, but it's a freaking counter-espionage case. We are dealing with heads of states of other governments that don't like us and we don't like them. But we have to figure out how to, live in the world together. There is such a huge foreign aspect to this. And what's the effect going to be now? The strength of her case going forward, okay? This is the third quarter moon that is written in the Saturn-Pluto conjunction and the demise of the Republican Party. But wait, what's giving life to this chart for Don Julio, his Pluto? Oh, oh my God. Oh God. Okay, I need to. Oh. You guys, I don't want to shift gears. We know this is the enterprise, the Trump crime syndicate. This is the FBI whistleblower. Got that? It's the FBI whistleblower. Keep in mind, okay, wow, spinning. Before these indictments came down, we had the FBI whistleblower report come out at the end of July. We had Sam Bankman-Fried get charged for laundering, what was it, $100 million to political parties. And Charles McGonigal was charged. That happened all in the same week, okay? Then we have the indictments. And then Prigozhin's plane goes down. In my humble opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only. Ha 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 ha. This is just so funny that I find it really funny that maybe his plane went down because this was happening. Because, ha ha ha, they were playing since the 2016 election. Ha ha ha. Maybe even back to Miss Universe Moscow. Ha ha ha. In 2013, ha ha ha. Because 2014, ha ha ha, is when that Wagner got started. And they went to Syria and Libya. Anyway, ha ha ha, for entertainment purposes only. This is what's giving life to Donald and this third quarter moon, which kicked off those indictments and his mugshot. Oh my gosh, but there's even more to this, you guys. It's so much bigger. Do you get where overturning an election is not as big of a deal as maybe what's going on with DT and the Wagners conspiring since 2013, 2014? Do you get that? How are you guys doing? Yes, I'm bringing it all to you. It is worth the wait. But I had to have my ear on the ground to pay attention to this stuff because there's been so much shite flying around on top of the cosmic stuff. I had to keep my ear low to the ground to pull it all together because I knew there was this grand master plan coming together. Okay, I don't do questions. I'm sorry. Oh my God, look at those continuing protests going on in Israel, right? Will we hear about Anton Kennedy's? Yes, Michael Grant, I think we're going to find out about those Deutsche Bank loans because the Russia is involved in that as well. I mean, that's a whole nother, we've gotten even more information about that. Hi, Mountain Dancer. Okay. So, oh, I'm not even done with it. This is just that third quarter moon over Atlanta. Like, what's happening here? Because it had this story written all over it from 2020, Donald, the GOP. So, this is what's giving life to Don Julio. Oh, whistleblower. Since we're talking about that whistleblower, oh, what is it that you know, whistleblower, related to, oh, what do you know? I know this and this. Feels like bricks and what are these challenges? No, they're not challenges. It's just that this is under wraps except for you and your big mouth. Okay. Oh, the 10 of Wands. Remember I said 10 is complete. 10 of Wands, 10 swords together is an asymmetrical warfare in the U.S. by a, Putz and Xi. okay? It's the whole thing. How he is an asset to and carries out leadership, wands are leadership, from a different nation. The Nine of Pentacles, our security of our elections, it's oligarchs, but there's freaking money, someone's money all over this Pentacles, usually abroad, China. The Four of Pentacles, to hang on and sabotage everything. You ever notice how these guys, they just won't resign, they just won't apologize, they just won't retract, but they dig their heels in and double down because they're doing it at the behest of another nation, you guys. Got that? Hi, T-Bird. I missed you too. Okay, so what did the whistleblower then give up on Don Julio ahead of these indictments that was being set up by this third quarter Leo Taurus moon? Another 10. This is, you know, it could be like Mar-a-Lago working in tandem with the China or the Creme. The 10 is completion. The whistleblower gave the whole thing moving with it. Okay, so this is this is transnational, you guys. We have the Emperor. Donald thinks he's an emperor, yes. Who's the emperor here? Who's the emperor? Because he wants to be the, because Donald would be made emperor with the coup. You guys, there's another, look at all these 10s. The 10 of Cups, the Republican Party is all in on that as well. Look, I got 3 10s right here. Manipulating the scales of justice and how we count things. Oh, thank you so much. How they were going to manipulate this. This justice card is a pooty card because this is how he manipulates things to get his way and manipulates courts, everything. 5 of Pentacles! This is Prigozhin. Oh, there goes my throat. You guys, when I see 5s and 10s, the 5 is the middleman like a Prigozhin. The 10 is the person inside of like the cabinet. And it connects to complete what they set out to do. Okay? These 5s and 10s, I'm always seeing them together in partnerships, in pairs. It's like a Steve Bannon and a Guo Wen guy. Like they come up like this. The patterns I've been seeing in the cards have been amazing. So this whistleblower, what he gave up on Don Julio ahead of these indictments that were finally ready, completing a mission from at the behest of another dude to be an emperor with the Republican Party in concert to manipulate how things are counted in tandem with, look at all these players, look at all these 10s, tandem with another government, top of the government, with a middleman who made things happen. So I know the middlemen that we're seeing are like Rudy and Sydney, but notice nothing's come out about Roger and all them gross. You know who I'm talking about, okay? So that's what he gave up on Don Julio. What's giving life to the GOP ahead of these indictments? Their security. Look at that. Look at these 2 decks. Their security. Their comfort. They have to get rid of Fanny. They're also being ordered to get rid of her. And what's the end result? The 9 of Wands, the defense. Look at all these 9s we have. The whistleblower, oligarchs, defensive measures. And we've got We've got 3 tens. What is the odds of that, you guys? It's just crazy. That the foundation of this, there's Special Counsel Jack Smith working hard at this to get everything, and Fannie Willis working hard to get this all in order. The 8s can also be people that have flipped and given information to what's going on here. But this is just that 3rd quarter moon ahead of all those entire. Can you believe this? Isn't this crazy? It's totally crazy. Hi, Linda Foster. I'm back. Yes, I'm back. So that is just the setup with Atlanta. This was the lunation where I was like, why in the heck? Why in the heck? What is it about Atlanta that Don Julio and these guys just cannot penetrate? Okay? Which goes back to everything. I've given you guys so much information, but it goes back even to the tone that was set with 2008 and Pluto into Capricorn. It goes back to our deepest, darkest pain with USA Dark Moon Lilith and the pain with slave. It goes back to our Civil War. It's like everything has been coming to a head related to, I haven't gotten to this yet, but that mugshot when it was released. When that mugshot was released, it pulled all of this together, and this is this big giant story I'm trying to tell you. Newbies, I am so sorry. You probably have left the room, but this is huge and massive. This is like what I've had my ear to the ground listening to since February, okay? Okay, so the stage has been set. Atlanta, I gave them a 12 p.m. chart. And this is why I'm like, what's going on here? What does Atlanta have? And for a 12 p.m. chart, a couple of things leapt out at me. First and foremost, this. Atlanta, would you believe? I couldn't believe it. This is when I fell over. Our dear, sweet Atlanta, Georgia, which became the stage for, was it General Grant's like world plan overall plan to win the Civil War. Atlanta, named for Atlantis. You guys say. I don't doubt you. There goes my throat. It's not tight. It's just, this is, you guys know my throat gets tight when I'm hovering over something. I've also been talking more than I probably talked in the past week. Oh my gosh, listen to my throat. I'm hovering. You're going to like this. This is their north node. The north node is like destiny. The south node is what you're releasing, you're done with. Okay? Don't forget this. In the USA chart, at 23 Sagittarius, is the USA Galactic Center of the Universe. Remember I said pay attention. Galactic Center of the Universe. When I was talking about the moon, when she goes apogee to perigee, and she kind of gets swung around by the earth far away, and then she comes back in, and she swoops out because the earth is moving around the sun. And so the moon just like has to keep catching up. And the earth is moving around the sun. And the sun is moving around the galactic center of the universe. It takes 250 million years. So everything is in motion. But the galactic center of the universe is the birthplace of our sun. So if you take that in an analogy, in the USA chart, 23 degrees Sagittarius, this could be considered like a birthplace of the sun for the United States of America, how she was birthed, okay? And so, in Atlanta's chart, Atlanta's north node, their destiny is 20 23 degrees Sagittarius. It's to keep the union together. This is the birthplace of our sun, our leadership, our highest ideals. In Sagittarius, our faith lands far away, our international self, ourselves as being a world leader in global politics. This has to do with the law and law enforcement. And in the United States, in our 9th house, which is associated with this, that's where we have dark moon Lilith, our pain, the people who don't get the benefit of the laws to maybe vote. It's where we've had slavery. It's where, you know, we wrote the 13th Amendment to abolish slavery. And we wrote the 14th Amendment in order to have the KKK clause to go after these assholios who are intimidating our poll workers. This is our 23 degrees Sagittarius. This is how Atlanta is holding the freaking fort. Do you get that? It is so important. This cannot be effed with at all. And Don Julio's moon is 21 degrees Sagittarius. It's like, oh, almost, oh, so close. Like, if his moon was like 24 degrees Sag, he could have the benefit of that point to fuel his leadership. But no, you know, like everything else he does, he, you know, arrives too early, prematurely, you know, does his thing and misses out. He does it over and over and over again. Just misses, not quite. He's shit out of luck, and then he digs himself into a deeper hole. And because now this is where his back is, he had the benefit of the United States Galactic Center of her sun while he was in office, but not quite. We had 2020 happen, which really sucked, and I swear to God, if we didn't have 2020, we would not have the benefit of where we are right now. But this aholio is SOL. This is why the line holds. Do you get that? Is that crazy? Hi, Apple. Todd Douglas, Fanny. Yeah, Fonnie Willis, her past lives must include. Yeah, her asteroids have been really, really interesting. I mean, she's got it. She's got it. Okay, so this is one reason. Donald's Saturn, the thing that has always protected his money, is that, his Venus is 25 Cancer. Atlanta Saturn is 25 Capricorn. Atlanta's Venus, her values, 21 Capricorn, the values in government. At the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, restructuring world power, was at 21 degrees Capricorn. Atlanta also had a makeover in how they structure their government, the vote, their values, democracy, and where everyone stands. On the ascendant and the descent, we've got 2 degrees Aries Libra. This is the top and the bottom of the chart in Washington, D.C. So it's like what happens in Atlanta, you know, it happens in D.C. It's like they have this inextricable link, if this is in fact their actual time of their chart. But I will tell you, I think, you know, maybe their chart is a 12 p.m. chart, because when you look at, where is it? Oh my God. Oh my God. Because when you look at when Don Julio was booked, the sun was 1 degree Virgo, exactly conjunct Atlanta's Chiron. Their wound they had to heal in the area of 6th house public servants. It's like they got nothing. And I've got more for that, because when other events happen, let's see what else happened. Does that make sense? Oh, Strawberry's here. Hi, Purple Sky. I missed you so much. Yeah, I had to take this leave. I knew I would be back. I didn't know it was going to take this freaking long. Beginning of this live, I describe in a lot of detail what happened, okay? So, we have this. Oh my God. What? Okay, I can't go there. I can't go there. So, this is just the little bit that I have from Atlanta's chart. But, get this. So, Donald is booked. His appointment was 7:30. I have 7:35 for a time here because, you know, you got to like walk in, blah, blah, blah. So by 7:35 p.m., I think we're done. He's booked in Atlanta. What do we have? Holy crap, you guys. At the top of this chart here, we have 4 Sagittarius. The law. The asteroid, do I spell it? ATHALIA. Something happened at this time, 7:35 p.m. I think I had the news on, and someone said, okay, he's booked. I think it was like around that time, so that's why I chose that time. This asteroid, ATHALIA, is 5 degrees Sagittarius, and the sky's over Atlanta. That's the asteroid for a coup. So, he's booked because he had a freaking coup on America. And it's not spelled COOGQP. They drive me crazy. They just drive me crazy. Coup, that's a baby. They're all babies. Maybe that's just like a Freudian slip or something. Okay. So, he's booked. You have asteroid Fulton, as in Fulton County. It's at 12 degrees Cancer. USA Sun is 13 degrees Cancer. Trumper has got his arse handed to him. His asteroid, 27 degrees Aquarius. This is the USA moon. So it's like you're booked. The law has got you 4 degrees for your freaking coup. We, the people, USA, looking at you, Trumper. And Fulton County is getting it done, this 5th house of leadership. Okay? Cuckoo is for clocks. Susan, my husband calls Queen the talking Hansley. Yes, my hands are happy to be back on stage. Thank you, Advanced. I have to tell you this whole story. This is what's been building up. And it took until his mugshot getting released where Spirit said, go live, you can do it now. Okay. So this is when he's booked. And then, holy crap. Okay, you guys, right. Let's just look really quickly here. Once again, Atlanta, why is it that you hold the line? And then we looked at some cards here and how she's holding the line. Is because she's got that North Node destiny at 23 Sagittarius, which is the United States natal galactic center of the universe, the thing that where the sun has been given birth, okay? It's just such a great position. So, like, that's the destiny. The United States expression of the sun, which is democracy and our laws. So, when Don Holio's mugshot was released, Spirit was like, take a picture of that, get those transits. Because at the top of the chart, in the skies for all to see, dun, 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 22 degrees Sagittarius, that is Donald's moon, his physical body. We saw a picture, and it is the 23 degrees Sag, is the destiny of Atlanta in concert with the United States of America and her democracy. Boom! We also, by now, the moon has moved to 9 degrees Sagittarius. That's the mood, that's the people. And we feel pretty good about it because it is conjunct the part of fortune. The most fortunate, luckiest beneficial part of the chart, that if this was a horse, it would win a race. And that is how you do it. Boom. That is why Atlanta holds the line. That is why they are not going to overcome it, even if they think they are going to get rid of Fawny, that GQP, because they got another thing coming. This is why we have come full circle. The United States and her going through 2020, I got one more piece to add to this to explain to you why this is so very, very, very done. We have come full circle in regard, in that aspect, for us as a nation in upholding the rule of law. Hi, Rita. Yes, it does. Yes, yes. Thank you, Susan. Okay. Of course he rehearsed the pose. Forever. He was making people sick rehearsing it. And I bet like the person taking that picture had to watch him rehearse and like him say go. You know what I mean? He's so gross. He's so done. So now the other reason why this is so important, that's when the mugshot was released, was because if you remember back in 2020, I'm just going to make a list here because it sucked, but we all made it and we were all meant to be here, okay? You were meant to be here. I was meant to be here. We were meant to go through this crap together, including my 6-month leave of absence. I'm very sorry. I will be back more regularly. That is coming. 2020. 6 eclipses. Was it 5 or was it 6? There were 6 eclipses. It could have been 7 if our calendar was 370 days, or we had 5 eclipses. No, we had 6 eclipses. Well, anyway, we had 6 eclipses. The massive, most important Saturn-Pluto conjunction in January 2020. We had the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction 3 times, which is what took out Hitler and Mussolini. I just looked at Saddam Hussein and I looked at Gaddafi. The Jupiter-Pluto took them out as well. Oh, we had a Jupiter-Pluto square like in April, and so much of fallout right now is from that. This is what gets rid of the Nazis, okay? But in 2020, Saturn-Pluto, Jupiter-Pluto 3 times. I know we had the Uranus-Pluto square. I think that's what brought in the ability to do the vaccinations. But anyway, we had so much more. Why am I drawing blank? We finished the year with the Great Conjunction at 0 degrees Aquarius, which ushered in a new 200-year dynasty, which I really think it has Ukraine written all over it in Europe, okay? So 2020 sucked. This is why it sucked. And then 2021 was very hard because we were adapting to the sun coming back and shaking this all down. Then in 2022, we had our Pluto return times 3. And then this year, we have Pluto in Aquarius. Okay. Anyway, 2020. But there was one eclipse in particular that I called, whoops, I need a different. I called it, do you guys remember this? The releasing of a solar figure. That was in December 14th, 2020. It was a really magical eclipse. I remember talking at length in the archives about this because I was like, you guys, he's done. He is done. He's done for good. And it was like, I could see it all there, the plan. I mean, it would take some while to get to that plan. But that eclipse, releasing of a solar figure, because the sun and moon, are you ready for this? The sun and moon were conjunct the south node. You're releasing something, which means then the north node, 19 Gemini, you're going towards something. So we are releasing a solar figure, which ended up, this was the north node, on January 6th, okay? This directly went to that. So the south node releasing a solar figure, the sun is the leader. That eclipse, dun dun dun, was at 23 Sagittarius, conjunct USA, galactic center of the universe, where the sun has been given birth. That massive black hole that our sun is drawn to takes 250 million years to get around the sun, the galactic center. This is what booted Donald out of office for good and led to his coup. Okay? And here we are. The universe is like, we've come full circle, you guys. The mugshot released. The skies over Atlanta. 23 Sagittarius. It was in the stars for Atlanta to do this, to book them, and have the letter of the law be upheld because their north node is 23 degrees Sagittarius. Do you guys get that? Do you remember this? Thank you, Purple Sky, so much. This is why we're going to hold the line. We're going to be okay. And we haven't even hit eclipses yet. Yeah. I mean, oh my God, this eclipse, this full moon eclipse, I think, is it the Aries or Libra? By that time, Mars will be in Scorpio. Scorpio was the bridge from USA version 1776. Scorpio led us across the bridge to our Pluto return age. And this eclipse is going to have Mars at like 0 or 1 degree Scorpio. There is no doubt about that. They are done, and desperately China, Russia are like, yeah, it's no big deal. We got to get, you know, that coup coincidentally gave them excuse, the plausible deniability to take out Prigozhin, in my humble opinion. So this is why. You guys get it? Okay, I want to see. See, look at all this stuff I pulled out. This was it. Oh my gosh. This was a teroscope I drew here. There goes my throat. What do we have here? Oh my gosh. Releasing a solar figure. So you guys know that I've talked about charts, about how the ascendant is you, your open adversary, your opponent is on the 7th house cusp. And it's like, if you can land a blow right there, you're going to win. This is like oftentimes like in hockey, you score a goal. Like Venus comes down here, boop, you get a goal. You might have the north node over here. So anyway, but in this chart, releasing a solar figure, our galactic center of the universe said, we've got no room for you. You are not us. Get out of here. Because the south node, we are releasing you. At the top of this chart, this is so awesome. At the top of this chart, back on Monday, December 14th, you not only is the sun in the moon conjunct USA Galactic Center, the top of the chart is conjunct the United States rising sign 12 Sagittarius. What gives her life? Well, what's going to give this nation life is releasing this solar figure, Don Julio. That is what we're going to do. On the ascendant, we the people, the moon, 27 degrees Aquarius. We've got 29 degrees Aquarius here. But as our opponent that we are going to send home pounding sand or to jail, Fulton County, is 29 degrees Leo. This is Donald's rising sign. This is what gives him life. But his life, whoops, is in the hands of we the people, the galactic center of the universe, and this eclipse set that off. And we wrote really magnificent new moon wishes at the time. I am seeing mergoats again. Remember, we do our new moon wishes, and I would see what was like a mergoat, kind of like if a Capricorn goat could be a person, like a cartoon caricature, black and white, in the ethers, in the cosmos, galloping our way to help us out. They remember everything that we wished for. We sent him packing. And at the North Node, 19 degrees Gemini, that's what this chart is rooted in. Wow. Look at these notes. Look at these notes. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, you got it? You got it? I love the mergoats. I know. We're going to be getting back to mergoats and all that stuff this fall. I need to settle in, finish some stuff around home. But I am back. I am back. I will be back with more regularity. I am looking forward to these eclipses so we can get a move on some things. What was a past president that Trump admired? The one that wasn't that Jackson? I think it was Jackson. Carolyn Garman, our problem is dark money funders. That is coming. That they are taking care of. There has, supposedly, it's been active for quite a while now, related to the time like Jared and the Saudis were in, looking at all that money. And this whole thing going on with Federalist Society. I love that when the sun was 29 degrees Leo, it had more to give us as far as the news goes, that Leonard Leo, and the Federalist Society was being investigated for dark money. Cards. Okay, let's do cards. What am I doing, cards? What am I doing? So that's the big story. What am I doing cards for? Now that my hands will touch some cards. Do you have any questions? I'm sorry, I just had to get that out and make sure I got that story out so that we are done and complete with that. Thank you, Shivani. What I want, we need to talk about. Let's talk about Prigozhin and that plane. What about Jack Smith? He is good to go. Okay, we'll do that in relation to Jack Smith. Because I don't think they're going to get hit so hard. There is no coincidence that you have the FBI whistleblower, Sam Bankman-Fried. You have, and McGonigal booked. Within days, we find that out. And then the following week, guess whose plane goes down? So, how about we look at, we'll have the Jack Smith energy. Tell us the story about that, okay? Did I know he admitted? Yeah. He's toast. They're all wait, come on. Why can't I? Oh, what did I do here? It's a mess. So how do we want to do this? We have SCSmith. Because this is going to hit those guys in their blind spot. How am I mapping this out? Okay. Whistleblower. Okay. This is what we're going to do. Hi, thank you, Divine. Hi, Katie. Okay, so this is, just made this grid. What I want to know here is, because these things happened recently, there's a whistleblower. I think that report came out sometime. It was leaked in July. That FBI whistleblower for years has been trying to report what he was seeing with the lights of McGonagall. He's got that connection with Oleg. Trying to report on that. This is the dark money SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried, and FTX, which is just basically, in my humble opinion, a money laundering thing going on based offshore in the Bahamas. I mean, think about all the times the Bahamas keeps coming up with the NRA, with DeSantis, with Gates, all of them, the GOP having their parties down in the Bahamas. That's the money. And then McGonagall, who, 2018, retired from the FBI, and then ANOM was released. I have to write this down before I forget, and I hope that I get to it. I want to do another grid. 2013, 2014. Okay. 2013, 14, 16, and 2020. This universe, Wagner. Election, January 6th. Because this is, there's connections there, okay? So, does that make sense? I know so much has happened, it's very hard to remember. I have really been having a hard time keeping this timeline straight the last 6 months, which is why another reason I had to take a leave of absence, because it was just way too confusing. Okay. Oh, we're going to go with the good cards. The whistleblower. Jackson, show me the whistleblower. What he was sharing about the 2016 election. '20 election. Prigozhin, the Internet Research Agency. How does this relate to that plane being shot down? Why is this over here? Okay, you know what? Looks like I need more decks of cards. And I need smaller cards. Ah, oh, that card went into the lake. What do I have? Okay. Sam Bankman-Fried with FTX. No, that company, Bitcoin, crypto, whatever, like that got started in like 2018, 2019. It's just very recent. And then all of a sudden in a couple of years, it's paying for $100 million ads, whatever the cost was at the Super Bowl. Why? Okay. So, SCSmith. What does Sam Bankman-Fried have to do with all this? I don't think he had anything to do with the 2016 election, but, oh, the idea came, 2020 election. Ongoing work with, you know, Internet Research Agency type of things and hacking elections and this asymmetrical warfare with Prig. Anything related to why that plane went down? I need smaller cards. And, okay, we'll use this one. McGonagall. Death, endings, change. McGonagall. SCSmith. What does McGonagall have to do with all this? What does McGonagall have to do with all this? The 2016 election? Oh boy. '2020 election. Internet Research Agency relationship. Oh, there's a lot of cards. Lots of cards that want to talk. Why the plane went down. And you know what? We need to do Don Julio. What am I going to do? I need some little cards. Don Julio. Don Julio. I need another mini. Is this one? Well, I guess. We will do this one. I don't want you to ruin my cards though. We'll do this one. Two of Wands. Ace, 2, 3. The Two of Wands. He's carrying out a plan. Okay, so SCSmith, tell me. All these characters related to Don Julio. '16 election. Can you see this? Oh, there's more. 2020 election. Prigozhin, the Internet Research Agency. Oh, he is so mad. He is so fuming mad right now, you guys. It's like he wants to charge over in these cards and kick them over. Because why did the plane go down? Oh, he's so mad. He is furious that this had to happen. He, like, this hurts him so, well, Jesus. Fine. Okay, so. Uh-oh, am I buffering? Hello? Hello? Why am I don't see me. Yes, McGonagall is working with Rudy. You know what? I think we're going to just start down here with Don Julio because he, like, kicked all this crap off, okay? Don Julio. The 5 of Pentacles. That is the thing. The, you know, throwing over the government. The 5 of Pentacles, you know, you have the people on the outside of the church, inside the church. These are the inners with the plans, working with a foreign nation. This is, it's like J6. The Queen of Swords, at the behest of a different nation, a hacking nation. I would say the Russia, but you know, swords often comes up as the China. There you go. The Ace of Cups. The thing that Pooty really, really wanted was a coup on the United States, and Don Julio, the Knight of Wands, doing that for him. So we have Donald. Death. To change the election, to change our government, to end democracy. In 2016, Don Julio, I'm telling you, we're going back to way before just 2020. The Eight of Wands. I swear to God, this is Wagner. Because they make things happen quickly. He came on the scene quickly. He had people on the ground acting quickly with his commands and his tweets. It's like the messaging, everything happened very quickly, very well to plan. The Seven of Wands, so he could stay on top of things and fight everybody else and not lose. This is also Facebook, you know, having the upper hand with the algorithms, social media. About Don Julio in 2020, we have the King of Swords. He did not win, and he wants to win, and commanding something to happen. It's like all those Kings of Swords, and all those Kings of Swords dealing with the law. With IRA and Prigozhin, Don Julio. There you go. The Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups was my FBI whistleblower. Whenever I see this, the Nine of Cups is the guy who had to put a lid on it whenever he talked about Don Julio, because he was doing things that were leading to a result of completion with like a 10. So the IR Internet Research Agency, the Russia, Nine of Cups with Prigozhin. There is Don Julio's link. The Knight of Swords. The info warfare, the confusion, blasting us with psyops, info ops with the help of Prig and the Internet Research Agency. The Lovers, because IRA, Prigozhin, that was the agreement, make them super duper happy to win. And now he's so mad about that plane going down. The Eight of Cups. The setup, maybe, they had to set that up. The Three of Wands, the Hierophant, the Ten of Wands. The challenge is the Star. The challenge is what Prigozhin represents. All those people in that plane is challenging them on the Eight of Cups, trying to draw up a new plan, trying to drop him and their connections. The Three of Wands, their plans that they've had on going over and over ad nauseum. The Hierophant is their alternate structure of government. This is kind of like China. This is kind of like Russia. They want a different orthodox, religious extremist-based government. With the Ten of Wands, that's what he was supposed to do. But the plane going down, he's complicating things. Okay, you got that? Isn't that crazy? Eight Cups. Looks like one is missing what I heard, and you buffered for a split second. Okay. Eight of Cups, Three of Wands, Hierophant, 10 Wands, and the Star. Okay. Now, let's go up here. I did this layout because, who is this? The whistleblower. Pulling this all together. The timing and fortune. How things would happen with certain timing, with certain actors to give Donald the benefit. There you go. Six of Cups. That's like a Prigozhin card. Internet Research Agency. How there were levels of people working together to get things done. The Five of Swords. The mob. The mob on the ground. Actors. Provocateurs. The Russian mob, the Chinese mob. Altering justice. Altering everything. Shredding our laws and justice. This is the whistleblower. The Six of Swords. Reported information on everything that was going on but he can't make things happen because his stuff kept getting shuffled to the side. In 2016, was reporting, oh, there's my much card. It's a card that I added to the deck. These are people talking on the ground. So like maybe other agents talking to being an asset for someone else on the ground. Reversed. He heard those discussions. Oh my God, the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Swords. At the very highest levels, people in contact representing other governments. We've got Americans here. We've got foreign adversaries. But the goal is to talk to each other and make something happen. This is 2016. 2020, that whistleblower with the election. The Emperor and the King of Cups. Donald wants to be Emperor. President Biden is elected. This is also Putin to Don Julio. Don Julio refers to Biden as an emperor sometimes. So it's a mix of the leadership and the people that were involved on either side. And then we have over here the whistleblower regarding Prigozhin and the IRA. The Five of Wands. The fight on the ground, the fight at the voting booths, the fight against people, against election workers. They helped coordinate all that. It's also the 5 are the middlemen going straight to another level. So it could be like a Bannon going to a Guowen guy. And why did the plane go down? Because of what was going on in the United States. This isn't Russia. This isn't a coup. This is what was going on in the United States. That's crazy. How are you guys doing? Was Ivanka's falling down the marble steps a warning from overseas? I think so. I was seeing, as I was looking at this some more, I think the whistleblower knew about what was going on related with her. Okay? That staircase. I think that was very well planned out. Anyway, we're not going to go there because I had just looked at that in more detail. Okay. So, next we have Sam Bankman-Fried. Remember, we got the information of the whistleblower, Sam Bankman-Fried, and McGonigal getting booked 1 week, and the following week, the plane goes down. It's all related. Sam Bankman-Fried, 2 of Swords. He was the go-to person with this little plan. Like if the Ace of Swords is a plan, he go to him because he's going to be able to separate out some things and divide and split off like money and assets. He'll take care of the electrical part of it, digital part. From the Queen of Swords, another leadership of another nation. I mean, he was in the Bahamas. Well, supposedly that's where the company was. But this is also China. Oh, Hierophant, there you go. A different government. And taking action, the Knight of Wands, on behalf of that. The Wands I always see with Americans taking action at the behest of another country. Okay? So this is Sam Bankman-Fried. Who is he, SCSmith? Well, he, the Queen of Wands, has an allegiance to a different nation. Could be Pooty or China. Boer. No, this might even be Prigozhin. He has shown up a lot as the Queen of Wands because representing another nation, but the one with the leadership and the mercenaries. So that is his connection. During the 2016 election, he was not on the scene yet. However, the King of Swords had a plan for him, had an idea for him. I mean, it could be McGonigal, it could be someone from another nation, it could be another hacker. But their plans and the ideas were coming together to get him going and set up. 2020 election, he's your money man. The source of all money. The Ace of Pentacles, I need another card. He's the start. The Ace of Pentacles 2020. We've got the money, the digital with, oh, sorry, that's the wrong deck. But it's a Wheel of Fortune. Ace of Pentacles. the Ace of Swords, 2 aces. Oh boy, he really is the center point, the starting point. The 8 of Cups reversed, setting something up, but it wasn't a real company. It was just like an entity there for money and intel to come in and come out. That's all it was. And that's what he did related to the 2020 election, launder money back to someone else. Launder the money, spin it around to someone else for another plan. With Prigozhin in the IRA, there you go, the 6 of Cups. He was in on that secondary level of the plan to get out there. 1, 2, 3, the idea to get out. The 4, 5, 6, your middlemen. To hand stuff off to the 7, 8, 9, your top leaders. Cabinet, it could be like Congress people, senators. But he's the middleman. The 6 of Cups working in cahoots. IRA Prigozhin. This has always been like Russia Prigozhin. Where else is that 6 of... There's a 6 of Cups right here from the whistleblower. And why the plane went down. The 10 of Pentacles. He was too valuable, implicating other governments, implicating possibly Mar-a-Lago, Kremlin, not really the Kremlin because they don't have money, but China, absolutely. His Bahamas thing, trying to kill off this money trail. That's crazy. How are you guys doing? Okay. And then lastly, and then this is where we're going to finish here today. We've gone 2 hours, holy cow. SCSmith, tell me about McGonagall. All these things are happening at the same time. A plane goes down. Strength. There's a lot of strength behind his case, working with the Russians. I mean, this is like apex stuff. He's a fool. He's indicted. The strength of evidence against him, indicted, charged. The 10 of Cups, there's the 10 again, making it happen. The Republican Party, it's the mob, it's the family. He completed a lot of stuff. The Hierophant again, that alternate government, because what he was doing. What else did we have here? So, McGonagall. The 5 of Swords. He was an in-between guy. But he's not doing that anymore. He can't do that anymore. He was with the mob. That has been reversed. He can't do that anymore. He's charged. In 2016, McGonagall, the 8 of Pentacles. Holy cow, that was at the bottom of the Atlanta chart. This was the system. He was working to rig the election. 2016. He was out in 2018, but in 2016, he was part of the FBI New York Foreign Division, and he kept tabs on everything related to the Russia and the election. In 2020, by then he quit, retired, and now he's the devil. He's aligned with the China and the Russia, causing great harm to our nation. And with Prigozhin IRA, he... go-to guy. He helps him and the plans on the ground, provoking stuff, paying stuff, getting people lined up. The Queen of Wands for a different nation, at the behest of a different nation, like SBF. For a coup to overturn our government. That Prigozhin was definitely in on that and planning. And why did the plane go down? Because the courts are coming. The King of Swords, the person that thought of this was Sam Bankman-Fried for the future to pay everybody off. Too close for this is where they intersect. The money trail from a different nation, from a different leader. Here's the King of Swords with Don Julio in 2020. Overturn the election. This is all that plan to overturn the election, pay people. Is there a King of Swords over here? No, because this is the whistleblower. the King of Swords. Isn't this crazy? Oh, look at, and we had, look at all these 10s. We had the Hierophant here. Did we have the Hierophant here? No, but we definitely had it here. And I think we had it up here. I'm telling you, the plane went down not because of the coup. It's because this is where they are. They are pre-2020. They are pre-2016 because 2016 was the election. Donald has, in 2013, the Miss Universe in Moscow. I'm going to make you a deal. A lot of money coming his way. And then, 2014, here Wagner is on the scene, causing outrage, wars around the world. This is like the coup on governments everywhere. They provoke the refugee crises. They are in Syria. They are fighting against our allies in the Middle East. How does Miss Universe relate to 2014 Wagner? It's an undercover operation. The Knight of Swords that does what? Causing terror everywhere. That is the relationship from the Miss Universe Moscow to what Wagner's doing. Because now we have this 2016 election and Wagner has an agreement with this 2016 election related to Trump to subvert democracy. It was a freaking coup back then. The Ace of Cups, I think, is the coup. With the plan with Trump, there you go, to overturn democracy with Putin helping him. 2020, this leads to what in 2020? They got caught. He can't get elected. Leading to January 6th, Don Julio, told by another government Russia how to change the vote, disguise it, dressed up as different things. Like ninja, whatever that was. Digital ninja. Well, who were those people? As Prigozhin, they're caught. They have to overturn the election. Laying low, Four of Swords. No, but that's also intelligence. What does he do? Carrying out the electrical plan on the ground with no one to see. So he's like a back channel. Mum's the word. To fight that he wants to be emperor. The money. That's your whistleblower. It's been in the works for a long time. This is why, you know, the documents case, the electors case, blah, blah, blah. You guys, it's kind of like fluff compared to this bigger Plutonian picture of destruction and global stuff going on. It's so massive. And my God, if you guys are still with me after 2 hours, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to finally share this with you. I'm glad that it finally came through. But this is where we are. We are in such good hands. I have no doubt about it. Atlanta is going to hold the line. And other cities and states will come in, will look at those charts. They're holding the line. There is nothing he can do. Okay? How are you guys doing? Oh my gosh, 2 hours. Thank you so much. Yeah, there are multiple. Yes, Dr. Nat. He has Putin has multiple body doubles. Did you see that clip? Because Putin wears his watch on his right hand, but his double apparently wears it on his left because they showed him like the guy. He's like looking at his desk and his paper, and he's he's got his pen, looking at things serious. You know how he just sits there and works, and like he kind of looks up, and then he like looks at his hand. And he's like, "What? Like, where's my watch?" And then he's like, "Oh, there it is." So funny. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Apple. Flynn went to KGB FSB school. Yes, he did. Thank you, Gloria. Yes, this is a good one. You guys can watch it all week long. I am going to be inserting commercials every like 15 minutes or so at natural breaks because this is a lot of information and you do need brain breaks in between. And then I also benefit as well. Yeah. Thank you, Pamela. Love you too. Thank you, Sequoia. Thank you, Rosa. Love you so much. Oh, yeah, I think he was compromised before you got there. Electra, Night Queen, everyone. Jack the Flash, triathlete, follows everything to conclusion, 8 pentacles. Thank you. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Mountain Dancer. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Leela. I hope you got this message. If anything your brain picks up during this Mercury-Venus retrograde, it's all this. Doesn't it make sense? Out of all this chaos, it like makes sense, right? Okay. Bob Mueller, first the 5 Wands mob. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Virgo. And Dr. Nancy. And Sandra. And T-Bird. Love you. Okay. You guys have a good night. We'll see you soon. It won't be 6 months, I promise. It will be probably within the next week, okay? Because I know we got a full moon. See ya, love ya, miss ya. Bye.